We finally have a full slate of European action with the Bundesliga and Serie A back in your life.
Not only that, we had great opening weekends for La Liga and the Prem, and we have another banger coming up in week 2. All this and more in episode 84 of the No Business Soccer Podcast. Snooze, kick us off.
Let's dig in. Yes, welcome back to the No Business Soccer Podcast. I am your host, Snooze, and we don't have the full fam today, but we got, of course, Danny P on the ones and twos. Before we get to everyone's favorite person, I got to say, our boy J-Fam the Brainiac, he's out in on the West Coast, hanging out in the Goonies land, or I think they were in Portland, not Seattle.
You forgot where you went? Yeah, you forgot where you went to. That's why. So I don't remember if it's Seattle or Portland. I don't know.
He's having fun out there, okay? They're doing their thing. But hey, if you see this, have fun out there, sir, and be safe. But of course, no one's here to talk about that guy. Everybody's here to talk about the main man, hype man Vic. What you sipping on, dog?
I'm here to talk about you, J-Fam. Don't worry. It's because we've been doing the Weller lineup lately, having all these kind of rare bourbons and stuff. So I'm going back to my favorite one that I have, and this is Jack Daniel's 12-year. And I'm almost done. I've been trying to hold on to this for the longest time, but I think it's just time. Let's bourbon's made for drinking, and we are gonna drink. I got a hefty pour as well here, so that's gonna be a fun night. And it's a little overproof too. So, but while I take a drink of this amazing elixir, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It's the best way to help us out and support us on YouTube. Kind of lets everybody else know that, hey, maybe these guys are kind of cool to talk to, listen to. Who knows? But while you do that, cheers, mates. Ding. This one doesn't ding as well.
Cheers. Yeah, and oh wait,
delicious bananas, just bananas, rich stewed
it's
fruit.
Bananas here, bananas,
BANANS.
Okay. I forgot that was on shit's bananas. Anyway, today's show is the look ahead for your match day 2 in the Prem and La Liga, match day 1 in Serie A and in the Bundesliga. And it is awesome that we are back. We get into the flow of it. We have our 8:30 Bundesliga matches, and then 9 o'clock, everything's kicking off in the Prem. Oh, it's a great time to be alive. And we're close to American football season as well. College right around the corner. Man, it's just, it's still 100 degrees here, but it was 100 today. It was rainy as hell today. It was kind of scary, but
maybe that downpour is gross. But
we have a lot to cover, so we're going to jump right in. We're going to start in Italy.
Let's do it then. To Serie A. Oh, it feels good to hear that again. It's good to hear that again with actual matches coming up. I know we've been talking about a couple of newly promoted teams and everything, but with matches coming up, it just hits different. And all these matches are going to start off Saturday with Genoa and Lecce taking our early game. Tell us about the game, Zeus.
Yeah, Patrick Vieira's Genoa will have a great chance to get a winning start to the season as they take on the Milkmen. It is so good to have that name back in our lives. The Milkmen just about stayed in Serie A with a 17th place finish last season. Their bid for survival starts now.
Yes, sir. And then our next match that we have, the newcomers, the newly promoted Sassuolo, take on Napoli, which I think the matchmakers were a little upset for some reason. I don't know why they would have done this, but tell us about this match that we have.
Yeah, that's messed up. So Swallow get a tough first match of their promotion campaign as they take on the reigning defending champs in Napoli. But don't forget that last season, Napoli lost 3-0 to Verona on the opening day. So weirder things have happened.
And then next we have Roma and Bologna, a classic. Tell us what we expect in this matchup.
Well, honestly, we should expect a banger, and we get a banger match day 1 when Bologna go to Stadio Olimpico to take on Roma. We all remember how Roma did last season under Ranieri, and now they have Gasparini taking the reins. Bologna ended last Serie A season on a 3-game losing streak, but they did win the Coppa Italia, ending a 51-year drought. So this one's going to be fun, and I love me some Orsolini for Bologna.
Yes, sir. And then to finish up our Saturday, we have Milan with the newcomers, Cremonese. And by the way, Cremonese's logo looks like it's Russian. But tell us about this match.
It really does. It looks crazy. Yeah, new look Milan side, much like Napoli, were given a softball on paper anyway to start the year with a newly promoted Cremonese. There were a lot of moving parts this summer for Milan, but can they start Serie A? Can they start this Serie A season with a bang? I think they can.
We will see. That ends our Saturday, and then we move on to our Sunday matches, and it all starts with Cagliari and our oldest stomping grounds, Fiorentina. Tell us about it.
Yes, our Fiorentina kick off the second stint of the Pioli era at Cagliari, and I'm still curious about what scared off Palladino. I know we talked about that this summer, kind of weird stuff going on, but Cagliari is not typically a team that Fiorentina have struggled to beat recently, but that Cagliari crowd always brings the ruckus. They might be on the bucket list soon.
Yes, sir. We'll put them on the bucket list. No problem. But we also have another stomping ground match coming up right after that. It's Como and Lazio. Tell us about this match.
The people's main event is here, is what I'm calling this one. And I think the people want to see Como every time they take the pitch, so it might be a little bit unfair. But it's not so much for our Lazio. They do not have good vibes coming into this year. Sarri can always improve a squad, but I mean, this Lazio side, they're getting stale. Como have a very young squad that now has Serie A season under their belt and a home opener against a top Serie A team. Man, you just got to love it. It's going to be a lot of fun out there. I can't wait to see Asandio and Nico Paz back in action. Both are being linked with moves away. Nico Paz linked with Spurs, but I actually don't want that. Like, I want to see Como do good, so don't go there yet.
Well, we do have another hopeful I want to see do good, and that's Parma, but they do get Juve, a good early test for them. Tell us about the match.
First off, it's Juve, okay? I got called out before. Oh, Juve. Man. I have to because, anyway, you know the story. If you've been here for a while, okay, I got called out. Igor Tudor had his team purring towards the end of the last campaign, while Parma were the opposite. This match would have been way more interesting if Gio Reyna to Parma rumors came true, which was, yes, that was a thing for a while this summer. But nope, hasn't happened yet. Should be straightforward for Juve to get a winning start to the campaign.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then to end our Sunday, we have Atalanta at the newcomer Pisa, and hopefully just the tower is the only thing leaning, and not this matchup to Atlanta.
Oh, wow. Look at you, like professional. It's two teams starting with new managers in this one after being led to much success with their previous managers. And I'm not sold on Juric for Atalanta. I think the squad's too good to be bad in Serie A, and they should be able to beat Pisa, especially without Filippo Inzaghi, as we talked about this summer. But either way, it'll be a good look at what the AT aliens are going to look like this year.
Yes, sir. And that concludes our Sunday. And then Serie A is taking a page out of the NFL's book as the first week has two Monday night matchups. And it starts off with Udinese and Verona. Tell us about it.
Yes, two teams that are expected to finish below mid-table go head-to-head. Udinese look good for spells in 24-25 and have improved in the table each year under Ranieri. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But let's see. That's their coach, by the way. Let's see if they can start on the right foot this time around, because if they can, watch out.
Yes, sir. And then to end match day one, we have another classic. We have Inter versus Torino. Tell us about this matchup.
The runners-up take on the Torino side, who lost their talisman and my favorite keeper in the Serie A, Milinkovic-Savic. Inter should be able to come away with 3 points here. I don't really see too much of a struggle there.
Yes, sir. And those are the matches that we have to look forward to. But not only that, we have top 5 matches and headlines in Serie A match day one. And it all starts with number 1, Roma versus Bologna.
A new look Roma side, now under longtime Atalanta boss Gasperini, take on the reigning Coppa Italia champs in Bologna. It's Dybala, it's Dovbyk, it's Orsolini, it's Castro. Man, I cannot wait for this one.
Number 2 is Como versus Lazio.
With the star power behind them and the young, talented squad on the pitch, what's not to love about Como? If our Lazio don't watch out, this Como side could get things popping off quick.
Number 3, the Milan redemption might start now.
Quite simply, an 8th place finish is unacceptable, and Milan start the path to redemption at home against a promoted side. Anything less than 3 points to kick off Allegri's second stint in Milan would be a disaster. Also, go Pulisic.
Yes, sir. Number 4, new manager. Who this?
A ton of top Italian clubs have new managers this summer, including Milan, Inter, Atalanta, Roma, Fiorentina, and Lazio. And we're going to get to see our first look at all of them this weekend.
And number 5, can Napoli go back-to-back?
Conte won the Scudetto in his first try with Napoli. There were rumors of him dropping the mic and walking off the stage after the season, but they convinced him to stay, and he brought in De Bruyne, Milinkovic-Savic, and a few other good pieces as well. This could be a dominant Napoli side in 25-26.
And those are your top 5 matchups and headlines for Serie A match day 1. Gonna be exciting. Snooze, which one of those is tickling your fancy a little bit more out of those 5?
Honestly, the Roma versus Bologna one is kind of like the one that I'm crushing on a bit. I really want to see Como. I'm not excited for Lazio this season, our Lazio, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I really think it's like one of those classic games, like Roma, Bologna, like it's, Eagles, Cowboys, something like that. Like it's just
that's fair. That's
like,
fair.
Yeah.
And Gasparini, I mean, took Atalanta to heights that they never dreamed of. And now he's with Roma. Like, I don't know. He might be bringing them back to their most dominant self. And I'm excited to see if it's true. I don't know. I think I'm drinking the Kool-Aid a bit, but maybe it's because I liked Roma last season with Ranieri. So, Yeah.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. I think that's it for Serie A. I want to see if anything else.
Nope. Let's do it. Let's move on. I think it is time to go to Germany.
Let's do it then. To Bundesliga. Oh, I miss it. I miss it too.
Yeah.
It's just different with some matches. It's different with matches. But yes, Bundesliga match day 1 all starts on Friday, and it's the returning champions Bayern Munich taking on Leipzig.
Yeah, Bayern start their title defense in Munich against a questionable Leipzig side. No offense. Leipzig brought in a few good quality players this summer. I actually like the players that they brought in, but they lost Sesko, and they have a new manager in Oli Werner. It'll be a tough task for Leipzig to come away with points in this one. I was going to say 3 points, but for sure, I don't think they're getting 3 points, not even a point, especially with Bayern's new boy, Luis Diaz, ready to roll. Oh, man, he was my favorite player at Liverpool, and now I don't have to not like him. I can just like him full on, so I'm happy.
Good point. Good point. That's our only match on Friday. And then we kick off Saturday morning with Leverkusen, never losing Leverkusen against Hoffenheim.
It's a new dawn in Leverkusen as they take on a Hoffenheim side who finished too close to relegation for comfort last term. You would expect Leverkusen to get the job done at home, but there's so many questions for this team going into 25-26. It is crazy.
And then the match we have after that, and I'm sure Union Berlin are happy to start at home, but they welcome Stuttgart.
Oh, yeah. The DFB Pokal champs, that is, to you, sir, on the road to take on Union Berlin. It should be a bounce-back season for Stuttgart. I'm hoping so, as they try to get back into the Champions League next season. And it starts with Union Berlin, who lost their top scorer last season in, it's like the best nickname in the league for me, Dr. Strange, Benedict Hollabach.
Very nice, very nice. And then our third matchup for Saturday is the Battle of the Bergs. We have Freiburg taking on Augsburg. Tell us about the match.
I thought you said birds. It's like, what? The birds? One of the surprising teams of the 24-25 season is Freiburg, take on a relegation candidate in Augsburg. I think the Black Forest boys can get off to a winning start here.
And then after that, we have Eintracht Frankfurt, the number 3 best team for me to say from Bundesliga, against Werder Bremen. Tell us about this matchup.
Eintracht Frankfurt have been shopped for the best players they've had for years, and per usual, they just keep on ticking. Bremen should be a mid-table team, so this match should be fun to watch because Eintracht Frankfurt, we'll talk about them in a bit, but they have a lot to look forward to.
And then we have one of your favorites, Snooze, Heidenheim, or Double H as you call them, take on Wolfsburg. Tell us about this match.
I'm actually high on Wolfsburg this season, so sorry, Heidenheim. Sorry, Double H. But they should get off to a great start this term. I mean, it seems like Heidenheim are destined to go down. Unfortunately, Double H don't seem like they're going to be in the Bundesliga for too much longer.
And then we might have a shootout to end out the Saturday, and that is St. Pauli versus Dortmund. Tell us about this match.
Two teams that like to attack. That's what's not to love about that. Granted, they are teams moving in different directions, but that's a story for another time. Let's just enjoy this match and have fun in the meantime.
Yes, sir. That closes out our Saturday. And then we start Sunday morning with Mainz welcoming the newly promoted Cologne or Köln. And Köln also have the cutest logo that I've ever seen.
We were talking about that little goat legs hanging down. Yeah. But Mainz welcome back Cologne to the Bundesliga in Mainz. And if they're to get 3 points here and start the season right, it'll have to be without last year's top scorer for them in Jonathan Burkhardt. with European games looming, let's just see how they get going with Benedict Hollaback, or Dr. Strange, as we like to call him here, because, there's a lot of moving pieces in the Bundesliga, but Mainz and Eintracht Frankfurt, because of the business that they've done, are one of the teams to watch this coming opening day, I guess we'll call it.
That's right. And to end out match day 1, Sunday afternoon, I think it is for us. Sunday at 10:30. That's Sunday afternoon, but 10:30 Central Time.
Late.
We have my favorite team to say, which is Borussia Mönchengladbach taking on the newly promoted Hamburger. Tell us about the match that we expect.
Yeah, this just first off, 10 a.m. when you have a kid is like really late. Like you feel like you've been up for 3 days by that point. So Hamburg kick off their promotion campaign against Gladbach. Honestly, there are tougher matchups for your first Bundesliga match than a team that's expected to finish mid-table. I think it's a good chance for Hamburg to start off on the right foot. Let's see if they can do it.
Yes, sir. And those are the matches that you can expect on Bundesliga match day 1. But now we're going to talk about our top 5 matches and headlines for Bundesliga match day 1, all starting with the number 1 match day, and that is Bayern versus Leipzig.
It's two of the best teams in Germany, so how could it not be the match of the weekend? I fully expect Bayern to win by at least 2 goals, but hey, it'll be fun.
Not only that, we are also going to be looking forward to number 2, Eintracht Frankfurt versus Werder Bremen.
No Ekitike, no Marmouche, no problem for Eintracht Frankfurt, probably. They seem to always find a way to find a new shiny attacking toy, and this time is Jonathan Burghardt from Mainz. If recent history has taught us anything, it's that JB will be really, really good.
And number 3, from Eagles to Wolves.
Paul Simonis comes to Wolves off the back of winning the first Dutch Cup in 92 years with the go-ahead Eagles, and I'm excited to see what he can do in his first Bundesliga action with Wolfsburg.
Number 4 is never losing Leverkusen.
Ta, Wirtz, Frimpong, Xhaka, Alonso, they are all gone, and it's a Ten Hag era in Leverkusen. I'm very curious to see them in their first Bundesliga action against a tough Hoffenheim side.
And number 5, Borussia Dortmund.
How Dortmund ended the Bundesliga season and how they ended in the Club World Cup under Kovac was just crazy to watch. I didn't expect it, but now I have expectations. So I want to see them light up the Bundesliga against this team and give Bayern a push for the title.
And those are your top 5 matches and headlines for Bundesliga match day 1. I am excited for this match day 1. Going to be fun to watch.
There's a lot to love here. There's a lot.
Yeah. What's your favorite? I got to ask for your favorite out of these 5.
Honestly, it's hard to call because there's a lot of matches that are going on with teams that I want to see, but there's not like a marquee matchup, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. It's not like Liverpool and Manchester City or Bayern and Dortmund or whatever, right? Like it's not like a big matchup, but the teams that I'm looking forward to the most, obviously Leverkusen. How could you not want to see that team light it up? I would say Bayern and Leipzig would be the one to watch, but I just don't feel like that's going to be a good match. As in, I think Bayern will dominate it. But yeah. Eintracht Frankfurt, they lose everyone. They buy one of the better strikers from the Bundesliga. So if Jonathan Burghardt ends up getting a goal, a brace, a hat trick, even we might be talking about the guy that's going to Manchester City this time next year. Oh wait, y'all got Ekitike. So Liverpool or Manchester City in a year's time. So I don't know. I could talk on and on, but I'm just excited. Not a specific matchup, just all these teams.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Leverkusen, see how they look, and they've lost a lot of people.
So much change.
We call them never losing Leverkusen. I don't know if we can keep calling them that.
Yeah, that might have gone with Alonso. We don't know.
Yeah, who knows? But going to be exciting Bundesliga match day 1. Anything else we want to talk about for Bundes?
I think we are good to go here. I'm just taking my notes. Yeah, we covered it all. Yeah, final calculations. Good to go. I think it's time to go to Spain.
Let's do it then. To La Liga. Yeah. Welcome back, Spain. Welcome back, La Liga, to match day 2. And match day 2 all starts off on Friday when we have Real Betis taking on Deportivo Alaves. Tell us about it.
Betis didn't start off with a bang last week, and now they get an inspired Alaves side coming off a win. Betis should have enough to get 3 points here, but based on what we saw last week, I think Alaves is saying the same exact thing. We shall find out.
And then that closes out Friday. We open up Saturday with Mallorca versus Celta Vigo.
Mallorca get to turn the page on their nightmarish start to the La Liga campaign, and they get Celta, who were stunned by Getafe. I think both sides will come in with something to prove here, but I give the edge to Celta. personally.
Then the second matchup we have for Saturday is Atleti versus Elche. And Elche got a point last week. I bet they're hoping for at least one this week. Not sure about it. Tell us about it.
I don't know what to think of Atleti at this point, so it's hard to call it. I assume that most people have them winning. I think I do too. But if they come in and dominate Elche, we can start to forget about the match day one nightmare they had and maybe start to talk about just being jitters or something. I mean, it's just, I don't know what to think of this team, but Elche should be a team that Atleti can beat.
Yes, and from one promoted team to another, Levante take on Barcelona to close out our Saturday. Tell us about the matchup.
If Levante thought La Liga opposition was tough when they lost to Alaves last week, here, try Barca out for size. Barca need to win this cleanly with no controversy, though, because last weekend's Mallorca hold debacle was kind of crazy. Let's just see them win, no issues. Give us a 2 or 3-0, something like that, and we'll be good.
Yes, sir. And that closes out our Saturday. Then we move on to Sunday morning, in which we have Osasuna and Valencia.
After watching how well Osasuna coped with the pressure of Real Madrid last weekend, it'll be nice to see them come out of their shell a bit more in this one, hopefully. Valencia had a hell of a battle with La Real last weekend, and I think we're in for a good time with this matchup.
And then rolling right along, next matchup we have is Real Sociedad versus Espanyol.
Espanyol are on top of the world after beating Atleti at home, and now they get a Real Sociedad side who looked good last weekend. I think we all expected La Real to improve this year, but I don't know if the last result is a sign of what's to come from Espanyol. We want to find out, because Espanyol, if they can kind of parlay their successes, if you will, some gambling references there, then I think we can have a good team that's not fighting for relegation like they were last season.
Yes, sir. And then our last game going on at 12:30 Central on Sunday is Villarreal versus Girona.
Villarreal, they look dangerous, and Girona looked like whatever the complete opposite of dangerous is. Not dangerous, mild. I don't know what you want to call it. This could get ugly.
And then to close out our Sunday is Oviedo versus Real Madrid. I hope this doesn't get ugly either.
Yeah, it's a tough start for a La Liga campaign for Oviedo, as they got Villarreal last week, and now it's Real Madrid coming to town. I mean, I think the only words I can describe it as híjole. You know, you see that matchup and you're just like, híjole.
It's going to be rough. Going to be rough. I know those Oviedo supporters going to be like, all right, let's just do this. Let's get it over with. But that closes out our Sunday. And then we have another NFL inspired Monday night with 2 match days. And we have Athletic Club versus Rayo. Tell us about that match.
This is the match of the weekend in my book. Nico Williams is a star, and he's must-watch TV. Rayo were the little engine that could last season, but they are in Europe now and dominated Girona in match day 1. Last season when Rayo went on their run, I called for their games as like the match of the week. And if you recall, every time I did that, they just got beat, and it wasn't even close. So they just no-showed is the best way I can describe it. And it was against any of the top 6 teams in La Liga. So I'm looking forward to this matchup, because I want to see if they're real this time. If it was just a blip on the radar last week, and maybe Girona just aren't that good. And so, yeah, maybe Rayo is just that much better than them. But we'll find out this Monday, because Athletic Club, they're real. They are hard to beat.
And then to close out match day 2, we have Sevilla versus Getafe.
I said in our preview over the summer that Getafe had the defense to be a hard team to beat in La Liga. They just needed goals. That's all they needed. Well, they got him last week through Cristantus Uche, and if he keeps this up, Getafe will be a team that is formidable, a team that is a problem. And Sevilla showed life against Athletic Club, but they have a ton of issues and lots to prove before we can believe in them and start to say that they've kind of crossed over to being their old selves again. If Getafe can get 3 points here and start the season with back-to-back wins over Sevilla and Celta, that is a hell of a start for this team. I'm excited to watch this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good, fun Monday night game. 2 Monday night games, man. It's got to be NFL inspired. Got to be.
I like it.
I don't care what you say. But yeah, those are the matches you expect for match day 2 of La Liga. But now we are going to talk about our top 5 matches and headlines for La Liga match day 2. And it all starts with number 1 match day. The number 1 match day we have, which is Osasuna versus Valencia.
With what should be a more attacking game plan from Osasuna and a talented Valencia side, we could be in for a show here. We'll get to see if my boy Anta Budimir can get things going, and Lopez and Duro on the other side are going to bring it.
Number 2, we have Real Sociedad versus Espanyol.
Kubo's already started scoring. Espanyol got the upset of the season so far. Both teams are riding high right now. Let's see who can keep the good vibes going.
Number 3 is Athletic Club versus Rayo Vallecano.
Nico Williams is on fire for Atletico, but Rayo got off to a hot start of their own against Girona last weekend. Let's see if Rayo can hang on with one of the top dogs in La Liga.
Number 4, Uche watches in full effect.
After an outstanding match day 1, Getafe have now been contacted by multiple clubs in Italy and England for his services. But until he's gone, he's with Getafe. And just imagine the calls if he goes out there and gets a hat trick.
And number 5, can Atleti bounce back?
I'm calling it. There is no damn way that Atleti get anything less than 3 points against a newly promoted Elche side. They're too good to be dropping points like that. And I want to see if they can not only get that nasty taste out of their mouth for match day 1, but they can dominate this matchup.
Yes, sir. Exciting times. And those are your top 5 matches and headlines for La Liga match day 2. Snooze, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if you doomed Atleti there with your prediction.
I called it. I mean, that's what, how I do the show notes. I do like a breakdown of the games that are coming up. And then I bring up the headlines because I re-look at my notes and I'm like, these are the things to watch out for. Like here's all the games that are going on, but here's the top 5. And I was just going through it and I was like, you know what? Screw it. Atleti, they're going to win. I know they are. And so, I hope they aren't. I hope they aren't going to draw or anything. I don't think they'll lose, but, maybe they get a late goal and end up drawing, but hopefully not. I mean, I'm calling it they're not. So there you go. Let me go ahead and just call out because I know you're going to ask the team that I'm looking or the matchup I'm looking for the most, right? And the one that kind of like it's the one that I'm most interested in, and it's not the flashiest, it's not the biggest clubs. It's Athletic Club and Rayo, and I talked about it the most already from the notes. But man, it is going to be interesting to see if Rayo is real or not. I can't put my finger on this team, and I feel like if they have a good showing against this Athletic Club side, maybe they're real. Maybe they're going to be good.
Dude, we're here. We're literally picking the same thing. Mine was Athletic Club and Rayo as well. And we need to share notes so we talk about more stuff, or like we just do something different. I don't know, but yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Like be a professional show, and
hey, one day we'll get a teleprompter and everything. Yeah, let's see how that.
Oh,
works.
Hell yeah!
Wouldn't that be awesome? That'd be awesome. But all right, that concludes match day 2 for La Liga. Anything else we want to go over?
I think we're good, man. Let's go ahead and go to England.
Let's do it to the Prem. Love the tunes. Love the tunes. Match day 2, we back again. And it's been a weird match day when we see Sunderland and Tottenham above Liverpool.
No, not weird at all.
Yeah, very weird. Completely just out of left field. Things are up. So the fix is in. I've been telling you that this past weekend for all these like matchups. I'm like, the fix is in. They're calling this stupid thing. Yeah. Fix is in.
They're helping some people, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, we will go ahead and start talking about the Premier League and the match day 2 that we have. And it all starts Friday with West Ham versus Chelsea.
Both teams were frustrated in match day 1 and didn't show their best stuff on the day, but Chelsea are the superior team here and need to show that last week was just one of those days and a blip on the radar. With another loss to start the season, West Ham could be in trouble early though.
Yes, sir. And that's the only matchup we have on Friday. Then we start Saturday morning with the classic Man City versus your Tottenham Spurs.
Yes, the good old early matchup between Pep City and whatever manager is at Spurs at the time. This time around, City appeared to be world beaters again, while Spurs are riding high off their win over Burnley last week. But for Thomas Frank, City is a different beast. And although Spurs look good on the pitch, they're getting embarrassed off of it, with Morgan Gibbs-White snubbing them, Arsenal snooping in last second and stealing Eze away at the death to pour salt in the wound. The Etihad is always a tough place to get a result, but recently Spurs have had a lot of success there. Well, some success there, let's say that way. Either way, it's always a fun matchup.
I'll tell you what, I'm rooting for you, but we'll see what happens. The next matchup we have after that is Bournemouth versus Wolverhampton.
Threw me off there. Bournemouth showed more fight than I think most would have given them credit for last week against the champs, but now they come up against a Wolves side who look like a shell of the team that won 6 straight Premier League matches last year.
And then we have our first matchup between 2 newly promoted teams as Burnley take on Sunderland.
It's a showdown between 2 newly promoted sides. who had very different opening match results. Last season in the championship, they drew 0-0 and Sunderland won 1-0. I think Sunderland has the edge in this one, and I think they get it done.
And keeping it rolling, the next matchup we have is Brentford versus Aston Villa.
I moved my screen. There we go. This feels like a matchup between two sad teams, which is a weird thing to say, but Brentford might be fighting to stay up. Aston Villa, they're trying to get back in Europe, but no real momentum for either of these teams. I expect Villa to win, but I'm just not excited about this matchup.
Yes, sir. And to close out our Saturday, we have Arsenal versus Leeds, welcoming Leeds to the second match day of the Premier League.
Leeds started off with a very fortunate win over Danny P's Everton, but now they go to the Emirates to face a title challenger in Arsenal. Unfortunately for Leeds, Arsenal might be eager to put their best foot forward after the way their match ended with United.
Yes,
which
so that
was
closes.
a win. Just to clarify, they did win. Yes, they won, but I meant like y'all saw it. Like they were getting pounded and pounded. It was okay. Just before someone comes after me, like, oh, they won at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good call out. Sorry, I don't know why it's so funny to me, but we open up Sunday with Crystal Palace taking on Nottingham Forest. Tell us about it.
I think this is the people's matchup for the weekend in the Prem. Two teams that are trying to break into the top echelons of the Prem. Forest look good against Brentford and have been big spenders in the transfer market. I guess maybe not big spenders, but they've done a lot of business. And Palace held their own against Chelsea. Only problem is Eze might be headed to Arsenal before this match starts. So if that happens, it might not be the people's matchup. This was written before that, so we'll see.
And that's Sunday at 8 a.m. Our other Sunday 8 a.m. game is Everton versus Brighton.
Brighton shouldn't have drawn with Fulham, and Everton shouldn't have lost to Leeds. Only one team can correct that this weekend. And oh yeah, it's the opening of the home opening for Everton's new Hill Dickinson Stadium. It's going to be fun.
We'll see how it goes. And then to close out our Sunday, we have Fulham taking on Man City.
Fulham are riding high after the last
Manchester United. My bad, you guys. Manchester United. Yes. Fulham taking on Manchester United.
Fulham are riding high after the last-minute draw with Brighton, and they'll be looking for more this time around. But United look pretty decent in attack with Mbemo and Cunha. You just got to get that big dude Shesko going, and maybe they might be good this year.
And then we have the match on Monday night, which had everyone checking their phones, checking any kind of transfer news. We have Newcastle taking on Liverpool. Tell us about it.
This should be a bigger match than it is, but Newcastle without Isak, they aren't scaring anybody, and Liverpool have a squad full of stars. In fact, this match might be the only reason Isak isn't playing for the other side already, so we'll have to find out once it's done.
Yeah, I think so. I think whenever those rumors were rolling around and I saw that Newcastle played them the second match, I was like, okay, well, we're not getting them before the 26th, I think. So.
Right. Yeah, you called it a long time ago.
Yeah. So. But yeah, those are our match days we have coming up for Premier League Match Day 2. Gonna be fun. And now we will move on to your top 5 matches and headlines for the Premier League Match Day 2. And it all starts with number 1, Man City versus your Tottenham Hotspurs.
These matches are usually entertaining, and the away team typically has success coming home with all 3 points. But there's no more Sonny, who loved him a goal at the Etihad. So get up early and start sipping that coffee.
Number 2, Crystal Palace versus Nottingham Forest.
Palace have been a mainstay in the Prem for years, and Forest were just battling relegation a couple seasons back. This match feels like a changing of the guard for a Forest side who are trying to establish themselves as a Premier League mainstay.
Number 3, Newcastle versus Liverpool.
Newcastle looked a bit lifeless without Isak up front last weekend, but they should be able to have a go at Liverpool while they sort themselves out defensively. Going forward, though, no chance. Newcastle, they're going to get overrun.
Number 4, can the Black Cats pop off again?
If Sunderland can win back-to-back and start with 6 points with a win over a table rival in Burnley, I'm all in, baby. Nothing against Burnley, but this ain't the championship anymore.
And number 5, welcome to Hill Dickinson Stadium, you Toffees.
Everton have a new home, and it's time to break it in. Brighton are no easy task for the opening match, but the place will be bumping, and I'm ready for it. Danny P's ready for it. Are you ready for it? Hell yes.
We are ready for it. And those are your top 5 matches and headlines for the Premier League Match Day 2. And Snooze, I know what you're probably excited for because one of them has your team. But that was painful for me to say number 5, by the way. But I'm a professional. I had to say it, and we were good. We're good.
Hey, it's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. You know, if Danny P can get on here, I mean, he could get on here for sure. He just doesn't want to. But the point is, I shared a video. I think I talked about it, but like a little kid walking up the stairs to see the stadium, and he's all getting emotional. And like, man, that is so cool because I just remember like when Spurs had to play at Wembley for a couple seasons, and then they get the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium done, and they go for their first matches there. It's just a cool feeling, and I'm excited for this matchup. It's what, at 8 a.m. Is that right, on Sunday? Something like that.
8 a.m. Yep.
Yeah. So there you go. We just wake up, get some coffee, check out the new stadium, and yeah, I mean, I just hope that they get a win there. Like, I don't want them to lose. I mean, even a draw, they have to get 3 points. It's the first match in the stadium. You know what I mean? Have to get.
Got to. It's I don't know. We'll see. It kind of sucked for all you Americans out there. The Dallas Cowboys getting a first loss in their home stadium versus New York. The Giants are worse.
Is that right?
But
I just remember. Yeah. I remember
like
the last game in the last stadium where the Ravens like destroyed y'all. That's what I remember. That's probably rude. I might have to bring that up.
Cool.
I didn't have to.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's another good moment. Anyway, this is a Dallas Cowboys podcast, and we don't have to bash them.
Don't. One thing I was going to call out. Well, two things actually. I saw clips of Benjamin Sesko doing windmill dunks. The dude's 6'5" and he's got hops. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. The boy got game on the court. But also, I think it's Sunderland, but Mexico, like
it is
shit ton of Mexican fans just randomly decided to follow a Premier League club, and it was Sunderland. You're laughing because you saw it.
I saw that.
So like,
dude.
I mean, all of Sunderland's posts are like flooded with people from Mexico just like posting shit.
Yeah,
it's so awesome.
I saw a picture that had Sunderland's like horse or whatever, and it said "Puro pinche Sunderland."
It's so cool. It's so random. Hilarious. Like what the hell? So I was on them for match day 1. Now that's on the trail too. So like let's go, man. Sunderland. We're all about it. Let's do it.
Gotta be a Sunderland fan this year.
Hey,
can't wait for this Premier League too, man. Not bad.
We killed it today. This is fun. I'm looking forward to it too. All these games, man. Okay, Vic. I think we're good. Take us home.
Well, everyone, thank you for spending some time with us and talking about some European football. All 4 leagues this time, and it's only getting better going forward. This is it. This is what we waited for all summer long. And be sure to like and subscribe again. It's the best way to help us out. And it also help you get any kind of notifications for any episode that we put out as soon as we put it out. And be sure to follow us on all our social medias. Everything is at No Business Soccer Podcast, except for Twitch. I always say Twitch, except for TikTok, except for Twitter. It's at No Biz Sock Pod because his name are too damn long. Everyone, enjoy the football, and we will talk to you very soon.
Peace.